Here we are for sale, our August 2021 on a 21 plate Ford Transit Custom. This is the 320 model, meaning it's got a 3.2 ton gross vehicle weight. This is the L2 or long wheelbase double cab, which means it's got 2 rows of seats, limited van. This one has got the 2-litre EcoBlue diesel Euro 6 engine producing 130 PS, and in this particular van accompanied with a 6-speed manual gearbox. And what we're going to do in this video is have a little walk around. I'll show you the spec that you would get on a 21 plate Transit Custom Limited double cab of this age. We'll also talk you through the factory optional extras on this particular example. Talk to you also about the service history of this example, look at the condition of bits of which have been added afterwards as well, seeing as it is currently available for sale with us here today at Bridgend Van Centre. So, starting here then at the rear of the vehicle, we can see that this one is spec'd with rear barn doors. So barn doors are 2 doors which open like so. The other option which you can get on these is a tailgate, which is 1 door which comes up like that. On a Limited you get a number of elements which come colour coded. That includes things like these mouldings here down the side of the vehicle, this trim here above the rear number plate, the bumpers, so the rear bumper, the front bumper, the wing mirror covers, and also the door handles all come colour coded, in this case this nice metallic black. Now this van is clearly not quite standard, there's some bits which have been added, starting with the rear spoiler, which is just neatly there on the rear doors. You can also see while we're up there we've got a nice set of roof bars, there's a set of side bars on here as well, and we've also got a nice set of 20-inch gloss black caliber T-Sport alloy wheels. Really does set it off ever so nicely. Also on the Limited, not only do you get elements which come colour coded, you also get parking sensors. So you can see that we've got rear parking sensors here, nicely integrated into the rear bumper, and also front parking sensors as well come as standard. In terms of condition then, just looking low down here on the rear bumper, I can see some little hairline marks just on the painted part here of the rear bumper. They just go across there. I say not massively noticeable, but you can just see here above my finger just some little hairline marks. I say almost unavoidable really, because this is such a high traffic area with items coming in and out of the back. You're going to pick up a couple of little marks just there, but otherwise hopefully the camera is conveying this accurately. Having a really good look here at these rear doors, you can see there's a nice glossy finish to the paintwork. It's looking pretty smart indeed. There's a couple of minor imperfections I can just see there in the paintwork above my finger. You're probably not going to see those in the camera because they are, as I say, quite minor, but anything that I can see I will gladly point out to you. Opening up the rear doors then, we can start to have a look inside the rear of the vehicle. We've got this little yellow arm, give that a pull, that clips into place there, whoops, that clips into place, just like so, against the rear door, and that allows you to open it up to its full 180 degree position like that. And of course you can do exactly the same with the other door as well. Not only does it give you the best accessibility into the back of the van, but of course it does allow me in this instance to show you the condition of the inside of the rear doors. So you can see here that we have got brand new ply lining inside the van, and of course the ply lining is there to protect the vehicle. So if you've got cargo moving around here in the back, it's not going to cause a nasty outward dent in the side of your van. As you can see, absolutely spot on. A nice touch on this particular one as well is that probably when this van was new, it had a Raptor spray applied to the interior of the back of the van, and it's a really nice finish. I think it's really, really smart. Of course, very hard wearing, that is what is designed to do, and you can see brand new ply lining over the top then just sets it off so well. There are some tie down points in the back of the van just dotted around, some at the bottom of the bulkhead just there, and also some inside there on the inside of the pillars also. And crucially you've got that factory fitted bulkhead there, which gives you that separation from the load space in the back to your cabin area in the front. And I think that is one of the big selling points, well, what would be for me personally, of a Transit Custom double cab is that bulkhead really helps to reduce noise inside, things like smell. So maybe if you're carrying something in the back which carries some odour, you're not going to get that coming through into the front of the vehicle as well. And it just allows you to keep the front more car-like, nice and clean, and then the back as your sort of working area or chucking the bikes in, whatever it may be. Having a look then down the passenger side of the vehicle, and this is where we can start to have a look in the reflections and things down the side of the van. I really like showing these angles because this is just the sorts of shots that you can't quite replicate with photographs. As it's moving and dynamic, you can just see the reflections, looking for any dents or ripples or anything like that, and hopefully the camera is conveying that accurately. But it looks really, really smart down the side of the vehicle. A lovely, as I say, gloss to the paintwork as well. You can see my reflection unfortunately there, but looks very nice indeed. A nice set of 20-inch caliber T-Sport gloss black alloy wheels, as we mentioned a bit earlier. These are fully load rated with load rated tyres, absolutely brand new as well, so you don't need to worry about any of these being curbed or any wear on the tyres because they're all absolutely brand new. That's a nice set of sidebars as well there, which just set it off very low down. It looks like, oh, that actually is just a bit of polish. Sorry, I thought that was a blemish there. Bit of polish there, tiniest little touch in there on the edge of that little moulding, and again just tiny little one just there above my finger on the edge of the door, but in the correct colour, certainly not noticeable at all. If we open up the passenger side loading door, and again that's another nice benefit there of the Transit Custom double cabs, you do get twin side loading doors as standard. This allows us then to look at the rear seats. So you can see here, absolutely brilliant condition then of the rear seats. Isofix compatibility on the two outer seats. On the side loading door you do get an opening window on both sides as well. Carpet on the floor, so right underneath the seats, and they also come with this nice carpet overmat. Lovely condition there as well of the entrance steps, but as I say, clearly not being used for anything other than a car in the front here. Just absolutely spot on. If we open up the passenger door then, we can start to have a look inside here, having a look at the passenger door card. Again, all looking really nice. Same with the passenger step eyes, very clean actually. And then if we move that out of the way, you can see carpet on the floor, the carpet overmats. Absolutely exactly what you want to see really. And I say them in this condition. Same with the dashboard. It's so common to see these scratched here on the dashboard. This is all looking really smart, hopefully, as you can see there in the camera. And looking at the passenger seats then, theme continues here with a lovely condition. You do get storage underneath these seats, and that is one of the big benefits of having the double seat here as opposed to the single, is you do get that nice bit of storage. You can see we do put an aftermarket wheel brace in there with the correct size socket to be able to remove the wheels, because the standard one, which is in the kit, actually uses a different size wheel nut. It's quite a boring sort of nerdy stat, but as I say, we just like to think of everything that we can. A couple of cup holders there, and also somewhere to store your paperwork. But as I say, fantastic condition here inside the cab. We'll talk you through a bit more of the spec when we go around to the driver's side in just a second. Looking at the passenger wing mirror cover, tiny little marks there which have just been touched in on the wing mirror cover, but I'd say not very noticeable. And around the front then, as I say, you're going to get a few stone chips here around the front end, as I guess you're going to expect with any van. So you can see a few here just dotted around on the bonnet, again just neatly touched in, so it I say not noticeable or going to get any worse, but I'd say certainly worth mentioning. Looking at the front then, front fog lights, which actually act as cornering lights as well. You get front parking sensors. The Limited comes with these lovely headlights, which also have the fantastic LED daytime running light around the outside. You can see here, as part of the styling kit that we add on a lot of these vans, it has the lovely Ford Trail front grille as well, which totally transforms the front end of these vans. You can also see there's a nice front splitter on there as well, and I think all in all, when you tie everything in, the wheels, bars, etc., I think especially in black, that is just such an appealing looking van. Having a look then finally on the outside here, down the driver's side of the vehicle, and again just looking in those reflections, you can see it's lovely and straight. Very, very smart indeed. There's not a tremendous amount I can particularly fault it on. I'm trying to have a really good look here to see if there's any marks or dents, but it is looking really smart. Tiniest little pin dent possibly here above my finger there on the edge of the driver's door, but we're being quite picky there. If we open up the driver's door then, lovely condition there of the step. That's the correct placement of the toolkits. That's where you'll find your jack, etc. Looking at the driver's seat, no issues there with the condition of the driver's seat. Height adjustability, and this is adjustability of the front of the seat, or what they call thigh adjustment. You've got a driver's armrest, which is on a ratchet, so you can set that to your desired height, like so. As I mentioned, you've got the work tray there in the centre as well. In terms of spec then, we've got electric windows, electric folding mirrors, auto-activated lights and wipers. This van does come with 2 full remote keys. You can see here on the steering wheel, leather multifunction steering wheel, little to no wear actually on that, which is always lovely to see. Cruise control on the left-hand side. You can also control the volume for the radio. On the right-hand side then, you've got your onboard computer controls, and you can also answer and hang up the phone under there also. 45,103 miles. You can see there's no warning lights or anything like that on the dashboard. Up on top of the dashboard then, plenty of storage up there, which is really handy, of course, easy to access. A USB point and a 12-volt socket there, and I've got my phone plugged in there, and I'll show you why in just a second. Before we go in, just having a look at the driver's door card as well. Hopefully if the camera will focus, but that is looking with no issues there, no problem at all. If we jump inside then, we can have a look at some of the spec in here. So the Limited, one of the big selling points, it comes with this fantastic Sync 3 screen. That gives you Apple CarPlay, it gives you Android Auto. If you've ever lived with a vehicle with Apple CarPlay, it's almost hard to go back to one without it, in fact, because it gives you things like your Apple Maps on here. You can listen to your favourite podcasts, your music if you want to. It's all there on the screen as it almost would be on your phone. You've got Android Auto as well if you've got an Android phone. You have also got DAB radio on here, as you can just see on the left hand side when that volume goes. So you can see you've got DAB radio on there as well. If I put the vehicle into reverse, that's where you've got your rear parking camera displayed just there. Underneath then, air conditioning, heated mirrors, heated windscreen, heated front seats. All of that comes completely as standard, and then you've got another USB and a 12-volt socket there on the left hand side. Yeah, I mentioned the mileage, 45,103 miles. This vehicle was actually serviced by the previous owner at around 22,000 miles, and even though it's not quite due, we have gone through it as well, and through the workshop that we appoint, and they have serviced it as well, so it's now got a nice clean bill of health. So the vehicle comes complete to you with 2 services having been carried out, which really the second one would have been due at 50,000 miles or when it became 4 years old. So as I say, you're ahead there of the servicing intervals, and of course you have got the balance of the manufacturer's warranty left until August 2024. Absolutely stunning van, as I say, available here today at Bridgend Van Centre. If you would like to see the full advert, if you haven't seen it already, please head over to our website, bridgendvans.co.uk. This is where you'll find the price, the photography, and of course the description of the vehicle and all of the others that we've currently got in stock. There's a number of ways in which you can contact us via our website, but you can also call us as well if you prefer, using either of the numbers listed there at the bottom left of the sign. Remember that we can take cars or vans in part exchange. We can deliver our vehicles nationwide. We can also arrange finance at very competitive rates as well if you'd like to spread the cost of your new purchase, whether that be for a limited company or for a private individual. Thank you very much for watching.